A dramatic video. A quick thinking snatches an infant from her mother's arms.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Dr. Priscilla.
Hi, how are you, Tara?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you. Good to hear your voice today. And
Thank you. Good to see you too.
okay, I'm finding my way to the Zoom room.
Okay.
And I think I found it. There it is. Here. Okay, so what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, what did I do? I don't know. I can't remember.
All right, so if you can't remember what you did yesterday, what time is it for you right now?
It's 11 p.m.
Okay, so what did you do today?
Okay, what did I do today? Yeah, I guess I went to work and I had a very busy day at work. It was very hectic.
Okay, very hectic. What exactly does being very hectic in terms of a day? What does a hectic day look like?
Hectic when it becomes very stressful and full of lots of things to do, and then things just get jumbled together at some point. So I don't know, for me that hectic is, and it's not that very organized or regulated.
Okay, now as I understand, as a pharmacist, your primary role is to fill prescriptions.
Yes.
So if this is the case, did a lot of people have prescriptions that needed to be filled today or refilled, or did the customers have problems?
Yeah, yes, yeah, kind of like a mix of everything. And some of them, I needed to convince some of them to take certain medications. Some of them wanted to ascertain that I understand what their point is. So some of them were a little bit tacky. Some of them were nice and respectful. I had an innocuous encounter with one of my friends too.
Okay. Okay, and this word innocuous, that's to make sure that we're using it correctly. I tend to think of innocuous when maybe there's a snake and I need something to prevent the venom from spreading within my body, or I could say the snake bite is innocuous, which means it's not deadly.
Yes, yeah, but my conversation with my friend today was innocuous in the sense that we didn't talk about sensitive topics, and we used to have a little bit of tension, but we steered clear from that, from these kind of topics that would lead us to talk about sensitive issues.
Okay, very good, very interesting, and a very good choice of words. So I've heard two words now, innocuous and ascertain. There again, the more we use vocabulary that we've learned, the easier it is to incorporate this vocabulary into our conversation.
I agree.
I'm going to share with you a video. And the video itself is a minute and a half, but it may take me about 30 seconds to get that video going. Then we're going to talk about this video. And if there are others that will join us, that will be great as well. Let's see. I'm going to click down here and make it smaller. And let's see, I can't move it that way. So I have to go this way, go in that direction. It's a YouTube video. Let's see. Let's see, how am I going to open it? Okay, I'll go to the left side. I've had a very good day today. I spent a lot of time answering questions, creating activities of sorts for individuals on the Facebook group page. All right, so here's the video. Let me now share my screen. And it's going to be share. Are you able to see Inside Edition?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So I hope that you can hear the video. It's 1 minute and 34 seconds. So listen carefully.
Okay.
But tell me first if you cannot hear.
Okay.
I'll start it again. Did you hear that? It's dramatic video.
A little bit. It's not that clear. A little bit. Okay.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the link. Let me match it. Let's see. Where is it so that I can send you the link? In the tab.
Mom meets hero store.
There.
She had a seizure. Oh my God.
Yeah, she had a seizure. It's an interesting story.
Wow.
I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to put this link in the chat box. Control me. All right, so go out and watch that video. And while you're watching it, I'll put some information in the chat box. But watch the video. Let me know when you have finished watching the video.
Okay. Okay.
Let me know when you finish watching the video.
Oh, I finished it.
Oh, okay. All right. So now take a look at the numbers 1 through 14, collapses, convenience. Do you see those vocabulary words that I posted?
I saw them, but now I lost them.
Okay. Well, I'll just told them to you. So the first 3 are collapses, convenience, and glazes.
Okay.
Now in this video that we just watched, all of these words were there. So what was it about this video that you can remember and you can share? What do you remember in the video?
The woman, the customer, she collapsed fell on the floor because she had a seizure attack, and the lady behind in the convenience store, the lady behind the check, they call it the check.
The counter, the checkout.
The counter, the checkout counter. She was so smart, and she managed to handle the situation, and she snatched the baby out of the mother, and then at the end she felt bad because she couldn't support the mother for a long time and hold her, and the mother eventually fell down, and then they called 911. But I think what's amazing about this video is how quick she reacted, the lady behind the check account, because I mean, at those kind of situations, people normally would just freeze and they would be in shock, and they wouldn't know how to deal with the whole thing.
Absolutely. So it was her quick thinking that
Yeah, quick
actually
thinking.
saved the baby,
Yeah,
because the mother had not had the opportunity to announce to the mother didn't have the opportunity to
yeah,
say something's going on,
it was
but
sudden.
the store clerk had the awareness that
Hmm.
something was wrong and was
Hmm.
able to hold the baby, take the baby from her arms, and that really saved the baby from, crashing down to the floor. Now, there were lots of vocabulary words: collapses, convenience, glaze, attention, and backwards. I'm trying to get those words on another document so we can talk about those words
Yes,
in real conversation.
yes,
But
yes.
it may take me a minute to get them. So could you use the words slams, epileptic, and let's see, scooped and heroic? Heroic, scooped, seizure, and epileptic. There were four
Epileptic.
words. See if you can
Okay.
use those four words.
Okay. So the act of the clerk of the clerk store was heroic
Hmm.
because she managed to save the baby.
Hmm. She performed a heroic act, and that heroic act
Mhm.
saved the baby.
Yes,
Have
she
you
performed
ever,
that.
have you ever experienced a situation where you had to act in a very heroic way?
Well, yeah, I guess with my mom a few years ago,
Hmm.
because she has hypertension,
Okay.
and at some point she took a medication that um, led to um, an increase in her hypertension,
Hmm.
elevated her hypertension, and she was, I guess she was allergic to that drug, and I
Mm.
had to perform, I guess, a heroic act at the time, because I mean, before that time, I used to just freak out and froze and just don't know what to do. But at that point, I guess because it's my mom, the whole thing was very instinctual, like that
Hmm.
instinct to survive and to save her.
Hmm.
So I managed to call my brother, and we went to the emergency, and then everything went well, thankfully. But yes, I guess so.
Well, fortunately, you were there and you were able to do something. It
Yes.
it requires you to call upon skills and a sensibility that you probably didn't even know existed. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
I think I have the ability now to share the screen. All right, are you able to see the vocabulary words there?
Yes. Yes.
Collapses. Fantastic. So now these are some of the words that were in the story that we watched. And as we talk about this article or this video, when she said that she was scared to death, the store clerk said she was scared to death.
Hmm.
What does scared to death look like? What do you think that looks like when someone says that they are scared to death?
Like they're very scared. They were intimidated
Mm-hmm.
of something that was very scary for them, like to the point that they might die because of
Mm-hmm.
because of
Mm-hmm.
the the situation is very horrible, and they feel like they can't take over it, or they can't handle it, so they felt so scared to death.
Right. So it's almost maybe similar to taking your breath away. You can't even breathe. And when you
Ah.
can't breathe, of course, this is what happened. You die
Oh,
without
okay, okay.
the breath. What
But
about
I
an
think Okay, but I think take your breath away, it's like the connotation is used for something that it's very beautiful and fascinating. But here, so I think taking your breath away has a positive connotation, and scared to
Mhm.
death has a negative one,
Well, this
right?
is true. This is true too. When someone says that I saw him and he took my breath away, but it's like,
But
oh,
in a good way.
yes. But the reality of it is, if your breath is taken away from
You're
you,
gonna die.
you are going to die. You are
Yeah.
going to die. I
Yes.
like the way she mentioned in word number 10 that she scooped the baby from the mother's arms because she realized the mother was going to fall backwards.
Yes.
And did anyone come to her assistance? Do you recall anyone coming to her assistance?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there was a customer in the store.
Oh, so he tried to help?
Yeah, he came up. He came up to help. He had a soda or 2 sodas and something in his hand. He placed it on the counter and maybe his wallet. And I was thinking, oh, don't leave your wallet. Maybe he was the one who went to call for an ambulance. I'm not really sure.
Oh, I didn't focus on that. I was just focusing on the mother and the baby and the clerk store and the store clerk.
So what was the baby wearing? Do you remember what the baby was wearing?
Something white, like a pullover.
That's correct. The baby was wearing something white, as in a pullover. Okay. Now, look at all 14 words and try to tell me about this video. Tell me what you can about the video using all 14 of these words. You're a great student, so you should be able to do this.
Okay, I'll try my best. In a convenience store in Colorado, I think a woman collapsed on the floor and fell back. At the moment, her face was glazing, and a Clerk store, she performed a heroic act when she tried to scoop the baby out of the mother, scoop the baby from the mother, and turned out that the mother had a seizure attack. She was epileptic, and the store, the store clerk, at the time, she felt so scared to death. She was able to grab the baby, but she couldn't she couldn't grab the mother, so the mother fell backward. Um, and that pulled the attention of another customer. He also came up and tried to help. He slammed everything on the counter so that he could be able to support the woman. But he freaked out, and then they called an ambulance. Yeah, I guess I used them.
Okay, so this word glazes. What is your definition of the word glazes?
I came across this word in a novel, like glazes, like her face was pale. Oh, blurry. Oh, okay.
Yeah. When something is glazed over, it's not very clear. We have something called a glazed donut. Who has those? The Krispy Kreme has glazed donuts. This means that something is on the donut. It covers the donut. But in this video, glazed means that her eyes were foggy, as if she couldn't see anything. She was just blurry.
Yeah, right. Because the woman who was just talking about the video, she said that the the epileptic woman was just seeing straight forward, straight ahead. She wasn't focusing. That's why she was glazing.
So that is the better definition for glaze. So I put my little check mark. Even though you used it, I wasn't necessarily convinced that it had the right definition for this.
Because I wasn't sure of the meaning. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I said her face was glazing, so it's not about the face. It's about the look in her eyes.
Yeah,
the
very
look
good.
of her eyes.
Very good. So this is one way that you and other students can benefit from building vocabulary. Watch something short, then try to use the vocabulary in the video and create a scenario or a synopsis of what you've viewed. Well then,
But I don't think it would be as beneficial as doing it with you, because you could give me feedback right away,
Mhm.
and you challenge me. But when I am alone, I don't feel like I am like very no one would hold me, would make me accountable. But now
Mhm.
here you're just kind of like pushing me
Yeah,
to my
yeah, and this
border.
is true. And this is one of the benefits of coming to the webinars is
Yes.
that not only would you benefit, but others who may have seizure or freaky, there would be words that, oh, I didn't know that this was the meaning of that word in that uh,
And that
sentence.
kind
That's what
and that
in that connotation. Thank you.
and that kind of tension. Yeah.
So this is good. Okay, so we're coming up at a few minutes past the hour. Typically, the sessions would be an hour. However, more people would be engaged and involved, and we would continue with the conversation. Are there any specific questions that I can answer for you, or is there something that you'd like to ask me that I could
Um,
perhaps answer for you?
no, no questions. No, no.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today. I am Dr. Priscilla, the Conversational English Coach, and I want to invite those of you who will watch the video to please join our Speak Excellent English Facebook group, join our webpage, and all of this information will be found at the bottom of the video. So thanks so much for coming today, Tara. It was my
Thank you.
pleasure,
Thank
and
you.
I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Bye for now.
Great.
Take care.
Bye for now. Thank you. Bye bye.